Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to the session about manifesting. Hi to everybody who's on the recording right now. Let's give everybody a little bit of time to join me here live. If you're on the recording, please do let me know how you're doing today. And if you have any specific questions about manifestation, you can already pop them into the comments. I can see that people are already coming online. Hi, let me know how you're doing. Hi, Karen. How are you? It's been a while. Hi, Amy. How are you doing? I'm really looking forward to this session. We're going to talk about all things manifesting, what manifesting is, and also what it is not, because that's equally important. We're going to talk about why so many people have problems with manifesting what they want. We're going to go over the 5 steps in any manifestation process that you need to follow to actually make your manifestation come to life. And we're going to talk specifically about manifesting money, our calling, and love, since those were the topics that you were most interested in learning about. Hi, Sarah. So lovely to see you here as well. I'm really good. Thank you for asking, Amy. I get to celebrate my birthday today, like 3 months late, but better than never. So I'm really, really happy. Yeah, I'm having 2 sessions now, back to back. And then it's party time. Then my people will already be arriving. So I really look forward to that. I'm already getting in the mood with my wake up cocktail here. I'm a little bit tired, unfortunately, today. Because my little one was up half the night. I don't know really why. But this is non-alcoholic. This is mate tea with lots of ice, which I'm really enjoying right now. Good. So let's dive right in. Please share with me in the comments. What are you currently trying to manifest and how is it going? And also, do you feel like things are flowing in the right direction and at a pace that you love, or do you feel stuck? Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, actually, my birthday was on the 23rd of March, so quite a long time ago. But then Corona happened and I had to cancel my party. And so, yeah, now I'm really happy. Yeah, Karen, you're right. Tomorrow is the full moon, so that might really be affecting Lou. He was born on the full moon, actually, so that might very well be it. You know us so well. I actually have to come up with my own new manifestation project because every single thing that I've wanted to manifest in 2020 has already come true. It's quite amazing. I've gotten very good at this over the years. So do let me know, what are you manifesting at the moment and how is it going? Okay, Sarah is saying it's flowing in the right direction, although the pace is a little slow, to the point where I'm wondering if the universe has slightly different plans for me. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that, actually, the role the universe has to play in all of this. But it's already good, Sarah, if it's flowing in the right direction. I definitely love how you're showing up for yourself in the apprenticeship, so I'm definitely sure you are on the right path, whatever that means. Good. So let's get started with the first thing I want to talk about. What is manifesting and what is it not? So usually when people talk about manifesting, do let me know your own, like what would be your definition of manifesting. Do let me know in the comments. Usually when people talk about manifesting, what they mean is that they are trying to acquire something, like a new car, for example, by means that are not everyday ways of acquiring something, like just walking into a shop and buying it. Instead, what is usually meant when people talk about manifesting is attracting something towards them in an energetic way. And while I totally agree that that when we decide to manifest something, we acknowledge that we are energy and that what we want is also energy, and that we as conscious creators can influence what kinds of energies come into our lives. But there are several problems with this kind of understanding of what manifestation is. First of all, many of us want to manifest something from a place of lack. Okay, so I don't have something, but I want it, but maybe I don't have the means to buy it, so I decide to manifest and magically attract it towards me. While I love the idea of magic here, for the universe is definitely a magical place to me, I also feel like this isn't a great way to approach manifesting, and that's why it doesn't work so well for many people, especially when it comes to the important stuff that we want. First of all, if I want to manifest something, if I want to call something into my life, then I have to be an energetic match to it. So if I come from a place of lack, then how can I be an energetic match to it, right? And one of the keys to manifesting really is realizing that the object of our desire is not separate from us. So even if we can't touch or see it yet, we are all one with everyone and everything. So if I want to manifest something, then I have to realize that I already have a relationship with what I want. So I'm not drawing something separate from me towards me like a magnet. That is a very 3D kind of idea, and it's not what it's like. So do let me know if that makes sense in the comments. Hi Tara, lovely to see you here as well. Karen, you're saying you're also almost at a standstill. Yeah, the energies this year are really important, and that can go one of two ways. Either it's really helping us and pushing us forwards and helping us with whatever we want, or it's doing the opposite, it's making us slow down. So that's all about your own frequency and where you are at with that, how you react to the intensity of this year. Amber, you're saying you're in the process of creating your dream business. I love that. The most beautiful of all manifestation projects, in my opinion. Living our calling. Exactly. Neither want is lack already, Tara, and have is the abundance frequency. Definitely. So realizing, for example, if I want more money, then it's key to focus on the abundance that I already have right now for more to come to me. But we're going to talk about manifesting money specifically a little bit later on. A closely related key to manifesting is that it's not really about getting something either, but rather it's a journey of becoming and embodying. So if I want something in my life that is not here right now, I will have to change for it to happen. And if I'm not willing to change, then I can't invite in something new. That means that I will probably have to become more than I am right now. And for that to happen, I will probably have to let go of something else first to make space inside of myself. And that takes courage, right? And we love holding on to what is keeping us where we are at. So manifesting is growing, and for that we first need to let go of the smaller version of ourselves that we are now. Who resonates with this? Any questions so far? Okay, I'm keeping an eye on your comments and continuing to talk because I want to cover a lot today. So another truth is that we manifest our reality all the time. Nobody is bad at manifesting. But many of us are bad at manifesting what we want. And instead we manifest the conditions that we need to heal and grow. And when we don't recognize that, we can take advantage of these conditions, and then we see the same self-sabotaging patterns again and again. And that's how we manifest the life that we already have again and again each day. And the reason, if we don't have something, the reason for that is either because a part of me is not clear on what I really want, or because I feel like I don't deserve it, or that it isn't safe for me. Okay? So if I want to successfully manifest something, then I have to first create that clarity and also clear the beliefs and habits that are in the way. But more about that later when we talk about the manifestation process. So now that we know that manifesting is not about getting something by unconventional magical ways, and it's not about magnetizing something separate from us towards us, what is it really? Manifesting is a process of creating, healing, and nurturing a relationship with what I want until I have become a match to its energetic frequency. That's my definition. I'm sure there's like 1,000 others that would be valid as well. Let me know what yours is. I like that one. It's simple. So it's about a relationship. That's really important to realize. And, for that to happen, I need to be aware of the energy and the consciousness that I am, and the energy and the consciousness that the object of my desire is, and the relationship that exists between us right now. So if I want to manifest a car, but I'm actually afraid of driving, I could still go and just buy the car, that I want if I have the money for it. That would be a conventional way of doing it. But then I might end up by self-sabotaging myself, for example, by not using the car or by having an accident. So if, however, I live in a way that recognizes that doing that would be forcing things, I can decide to manifest the right car at the right time for my highest good. And that means that I will first have to address that fear of driving that I have. And in doing so, I might discover that owning a car at this point in my life is not really serving me at all. And it might be a better fit for me to walk or take the bus or take the taxi or join a car sharing or whatever. Or I might work through some trauma and feel that now I really want that car. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm excited for it. And then my chances of finding the right car for the right price at the right time are actually much higher than in the example before. When I ignore my fears and just force my way to a car, then I might end up, buying a car that constantly has something broken, or I hope you see what I mean here. And of course, that does not mean that buying the car directly would be wrong, or that is not manifesting. It is, I want something, I make it happen one way or another. I think it's just that apart from the self-sabotaging stuff that might come up, it's also that in the conventional way of doing things is very limiting. It's just one way of doing things. So if I want to acquire something the conventional way, I limit myself to the possibilities of the material world of, buying things, or at least going to a store, seeing, what options I have, or making a phone call to somebody who might have what I need and wants to make a trade. But if I open myself up to the energetic reality of things and work with, getting clarity, setting intentions, receiving visions, changing my frequency, healing myself, heart and soul, then I have so many more possibilities opening up for me. Okay, and then I open myself up to meaningful coincidences, like synchronicities, miracles. And that's when all of a sudden I will get a call from somebody who has just what I need. Or I meet the love of my life, in a park or a cafe spontaneously, as opposed to, on a dating site or in a club. And that's when somebody spontaneously offers me the perfect job instead of me sending in job proposals. That's when the exact amount of money that I needed shows up in unexpected, for example, in an unexpected refund, from a gas company, which is what happened to me 2 days ago, a nice refund. Or, other seemingly miraculous things like that. And that's because we have made the circumstances more probable, more conducive to what we want by focusing our attention on what we want and inviting the forces of the universe to support us. So for me, the difference is, that manifesting is all about consciously creating our lives. And that means that we have to be aware of the bigger picture of our own life and of the life of the object or person that we're calling in as well. So it's about going within and working with the energetic reality of ourselves and our world. And hopefully that will also get us in touch with the why, okay? With why do I want to manifest this? Is it for the right reasons? Because if it's not, then it's, life is just not going to support that manifestation project as much as we would probably like it to. So manifesting really is a co-creative process between us and the object of our desire and the whole universe, really, since everything is connected. And that means that it's complex. So successfully manifesting means that we need to find the right balance between knowing what we want, knowing ourselves and what we bring into this, and knowing the energy of what we want to manifest, and intuiting how it can all come together, and at the same time practicing surrender. Surrender to spirit and to the bigger picture that spirit holds for us. So it's about practicing trust, that as long as I have the right intention, it will all come about in the perfect way, and that might be different from what I think it is. So it's about trust that the universe has our backs and that we are safe. And manifesting also means that it's as much about getting as it is about giving. Okay? Like in any relationship. Okay, any questions at this point? I don't see any questions. Do let me know if all of this makes sense, please. So manifesting does not mean that we get something for free. I see so many people who are not taking responsibility for their own lives and just try to cheat their way through life, thinking that they will just be given what they need without meeting the requirements. So often when I offer a program, somebody says, at least every time I offer a program, there's at least one person who says, oh my God, I so want this, but I don't have the money, so I will just manifest it. And those are the people who I never hear from again. Because they don't realize what manifesting really means. It means taking full responsibility for what we want and being open to finding the best possible way to it, the path of least resistance. And yes, sometimes miraculous things can happen, like somebody actually giving us the money that we need. But more often, manifesting means deciding that I want it and looking at my options, opening up to receiving, getting a little creative, like borrowing part of the money, asking for a payment plan, offering in exchange. There's so many options. So it's about broadening our minds as well and inviting in more possibilities. But it's not, it's not pushing away the responsibility that we have for making something happen. Okay? Because that's just not how life works. I trust that my needs are met always. And I know that I can trust in that because in turn, I do everything that I can to meet my own needs and the needs of many others too. That's, I guess, where God helps those who help themselves comes from. If we show up for ourselves and for others, the whole universe has our back. But we do need to show up. We do need to give life an opportunity to fulfill our needs. So manifesting is not a passive process of sitting on a cushion all day and visualizing what we want and then it will magically appear. Because that idea completely negates the physical, material aspect of reality. Manifesting always involves action, as well as the inner work. So does all of this make sense? Any questions before we dive into the 5 steps in any manifestation process? Not seeing any comments anymore coming up. Are you still there, people? Is this a Facebook glitch, or have you been captivated by my words and have not been sharing? I see a few more people came online. Please say hi. For some reason, with the new live producer, I can't even see who's online, which is really weird. I also can't invite people. It's quite annoying. Still no comments, but I think I'm still here. Right? Am I? Are you hearing me? Ah, comments! Comments coming in now. Good. You're all saying it makes sense. You're listening. Okay, perfect. Good. So let's go over the 5 steps in the manifestation process. Step 1 is setting a clear intention for what you want to manifest. And something that many people forget here is that this intention should ideally not come from the mind, because the mind has such limited ideas about what we actually need. So let that intention arise from your heart, okay, to make sure it's not just what you want, but also what you need and what is for your highest good. And also make it very specific without going into insignificant detail. Okay, so let me think of an example. What I mean is, don't just say, I want more clients. Be specific. Like, I want 5 more super aligned one-on-one clients for my signature program next month. Okay, that's specific. But don't make it something like, I want a husband by the end of the year who is rich and handsome, without tattoos. He has a house in Montana and he owns horses and a Ferrari. Okay, I hope you can see how this is very limiting, okay? But I'm laughing, but I see this happening all the time, that people actually think this is gonna work. So, if you're making this kind of intention, you're gonna end up unhappy because you're asking for someone very specific by adding insignificant details that are not gonna make you happy. It's not important what your new partner will look like or what his status is or what he owns or doesn't, right? It's also not important that you're gonna get married by the end of the year, okay? So can you see, this is all about something different. Why do you want that? That's because you have fears and insecurities, somewhere in there, which you will have to address. What's really important, obviously, if you want to manifest love, is what that relationship is like, how you feel when you are with that person. If, it's important that you have a similar vision of the future and you want similar things in life, that you hold the same values, okay? So this is what you want to focus on. And obviously, you want to feel attracted to them, you want to find them beautiful, but that's something different for everybody, right? There's no norms for that. So yeah, let your intention come from your heart space and be specific about the important things without throwing yourself stones in the way by asking for insignificant details. Because that just limits your options. That limits the ways in which the universe can give you what you want. Good, any questions about step 1? Yeah, Tara, right. Connection, not attachment. This is a really important point as well. Exactly. Hey, Charlotte, lovely that you're here as well. Captivated, says Amy. Good, I love that. Sarah, you're saying I avoid the details by going into the feeling of what I wanted or what it would bring me. That's really, really good. We're gonna go over this as well. It's all about the feeling. Good. So step 2 is realizing your relationship to what you are manifesting. Okay, you already have a relationship to it. Like, if you want that husband, then what could that relationship be? There's a lack of that person, obviously, so there's a neediness in that relationship already from the start. So if you're feeling into that, then you might realize, okay, obviously this is not going to happen anytime soon if I don't address what's in the way. You might also realize, when it's about manifesting love, that your story with your own father is coming into this, So this is really important to realize, the relationship that you have with it right now. It's like we said, manifesting is a process of becoming and embodying. So what's in the way will become clear once you realize the relationship you have with what you want. And the next step, step 3, obviously, is healing what's in the way. And that might involve letting go a certain belief about yourself or what you want to manifest. Like, I'm not worthy of receiving money, or money is the root of all evil, or, whatever else. And then the question is, what do you need to believe instead that will support your manifestation process? And write that affirmation down. Put it somewhere you will see it again and again. And that might also mean that, you have to step out of your comfort zone and change, change how you show up in your life. That's actually really important. When I was right at the beginning of this journey, like 5 years ago, and I just wanted to really be an influential healer. I wanted to help lots of people. And I was looking at myself in my life, and I could very easily see why that wasn't my reality right now, Obviously, I was also brand new at doing it all, but still, it was like, well, this is not who I show up as in my life right now. So I started to change that. I just started to embody that healer in my daily life. And then, obviously, at some point, there was no big distinction anymore between my life and my work, because it had all become one. And that's ultimately what it's supposed to be like. So, healing what's in the way might really also mean that you have to be very honest with yourself and take some hard decisions. You might need to practice receiving, which has a ton to do with self-love. It might mean that you need soul parts back that you have lost in the course of this lifetime or in your past lives. It might mean that you need to release some of the energies that you have attracted in the course of your lifetime that are not actually yours and are not supporting you anymore. It might mean that you have to take your power back from whoever you have given it to. So obviously this healing process will look different for who you are and what you're trying to manifest. Good. Let me see if there's any questions or sharings about step 3. Okay. Step 4. Step 4 is about becoming the person who is already in possession of that manifestation now. So this is where it gets really juicy, okay? So why you really want what you want? Ask yourself that now. Share it with me in the comments. Why do you think you want what you want? So what usually happens when I ask this question is that people share lots of, very specific reasons. Like, because it will give me that, because then I will be able to do this or that. But that's not really the reason. The reason is because of how you think it will make you feel. This is what it always comes down to. Like, why do you want more money? Well, because you're gonna feel free, right? You're gonna feel like you have all the possibilities, and you're gonna feel relieved. You're gonna feel happy, abundant, So it always comes down to a feeling. And the quickest way to get whatever you want, to make happen whatever you want to make happen, is to practice feeling that now. So once you know what it is that you want to feel, practice feeling it now. So this is where visualization comes in, okay? A daily visualization practice with the focus on feeling it now, okay? Visualization is pointless if you don't feel it. So the trick is using a practice that really makes you feel it. In the visualization practices that I create for my clients, there's always beautiful music, for example, that can really help you to, to stimulate your emotions. You could also create a vision board for yourself that you like looking at, with pictures that just really make you happy. You might want to practice your visualization in a place that is, conducive to make you feel that way. For example, when I was visualizing having a successful, highly profitable healing business, I was living in Scotland in the Highlands, and I had this 10-minute visualization practice that I recorded for myself that I always put on in the car, because most of the ways that I was driving were exactly 10 minutes long. So I always put it on while we were driving, and we were driving through nature, and Lou was in the back, and he also really enjoyed the music and the voice. So it just made me feel so connected to to what I love, nature and my child. It just made me feel so good. I felt so free, and it was really easy to feel what I wanted to feel. I mean, I knew that if I would have a highly profitable healing business, that would make me feel free. That would make me feel so happy, with so much love for the people that I work with. So, I chose a setting that made me feel that way because I love driving. I love nature. I love my child. So I was just combining all of that, and it worked miraculously well. Apart from the fact that it always made me really happy in the moment. And, after that practice, I just always felt good. Wherever I was arriving, I was in a good mood. Good. Let's see if there's any questions about step 4. Sarah, you're saying to feel fulfilled and living my true purpose. Exactly. So living your true purpose, how does it make you feel? In your case, fulfilled. So that's really good. So then think about what makes you feel fulfilled now that you can give to yourself right now. For example, when I wanted to receive more money from my healing business, what I would do is I would schedule abundance sessions for myself where I would do what makes me feel rich. So for example, I would buy those really exclusive truffles. They're called buja bujas. At some point I had a lover who would always bring them for me. And I would drink a glass of red wine because I drink really rarely and it always makes me feel very, like special times. Or I would just lie down, put my feet up and just do nothing. It made me feel so abundant because I always felt like I hardly had time to do that kind of thing. So I just started to do more of what made me feel abundant. So yeah, step 5 then is taking aligned action. Don't forget that bit. Manifesting does not mean waiting until what you want falls into your lap. It means looking for the signs and jumping at them, embracing the opportunities that come your way. So pay attention to what feels similar to how you want to feel once your manifestation has come to life, and then go for those opportunities. So to recap the manifestation process. Step 1, set a clear intention. Step 2, explore the relationship that you have with what you want to manifest. Step 3, heal what's in the way. Step 4, be there now. Feel what you need to feel. Step 5, take aligned action. So let me know if you have any questions, and do let me know if it's clear now why some of your manifesting efforts might not have worked out for you in the past, or not as fast or well as you would have wanted them to. And which of those steps do you feel like you struggle with most? I see people struggling with all of those steps. When I ask what you want to manifest, what's your intention for 2020, I see so many vague things, I'm like, yeah, that could look like that could look like that could look like that. Obviously, this is difficult to come to you in the way that you're expecting it to, because you're not clear. And step 2, when people don't realize that, they have to explore where they are at. They have to realize, okay, how far or close am I to what I want? And how can I reduce that distance? Often we don't want to take responsibility for where we are at, so that, that's difficult. Healing what's in the way, also really important. Like really realizing that there might be real things in the way and that this project is an opportunity to address them. And then, of course, being there now. This is the one where I feel people are most of the time not doing what they need to do. Like they're always saying that, like, I'm forced to do this now, but I wish I was there, or I have to put up with that, or they're in such a negative place and they always see what they want so far away. They're creating that distance even. And but it's really easy. If I want more love, well, I have to start with loving myself more, won't I? If I want to experience more joy, can't be like, yeah, my partner is boring. No, I have to find, okay, what makes me joyful? It's not on my partner. So that's really it. And of course, taking aligned action, especially for us in the spiritual circles, I see that all of the time, that people are doing the inner work, but they're not taking action. They're not, courageously, fearlessly taking action, the sort of waiting for something to happen. Good. So let me check your comments. Feeling ready, says Rosie. Hi, Rosie, welcome. I know you just joined our circle today. Welcome, welcome. Feeling ready is what you feel stuck at, Rosie? Tara is saying, so that I can assist others with healing. That's why you want it? To feel happy and free to do everything I want and still help others wherever I am. I love that, Karen. Good. So keep sharing. So what I specifically want to talk a little bit about is manifesting love, manifesting money, and manifesting our calling, because that's what you were most interested in. So when it comes to manifesting love, there's 3 things that are really important specifically. There's, for the healing part, there's heart healing and soul extractions and retrievals from past relationships. If you want to attract a great romantic relationship, then you have to heal your past first, because there's a reason why you don't have it now. So you either need to heal your heart, or it's on the soul level and you need to give back the soul parts that you have attracted from your past lovers, and you need to receive back the soul parts that you have given away to your lovers in your past relationships. That's really important. That's what creates that foundation for something new and beautiful to happen. And of course, it might also involve inner child healing, because often our relationships have to do with our parents. So that's also really important. And what else is really important when it comes to manifesting love is knowing exactly what you want, but not knowing exactly who you want, right? It's what I said before. It's not about imagining this person in a very specific way, because that person might not exist, or might exist but somewhere completely different, like somewhere completely else, or you know what I mean? This is just limiting you. It's about knowing what you want from that relationship and from your partner. It's about the bigger picture for a relationship, and what you want from a man or a woman. It's about how you want to feel, right? So focus on that. And the third thing that's really important when you want to manifest love is practicing self-love and giving yourself what you want from your partner. So many of us just don't feel worthy of having a great love relationship because we didn't have a great relationship with our parents growing up, or we didn't receive from them what we wanted to or needed to. So practice self-love, practice receiving, and give yourself what you want from your partner. This is so important. Once I realized that, it was really easy to attract a relationship what I wanted. So I just had to give to myself what I wanted first, okay? So if you want a juicy sex life, well, start by giving that to yourself. If you want to have a lot of fun with your lover, well, start to have fun just by yourself or with your friends. So whatever it is that you want, start that journey now, and I can assure you, you will attract the right partner. Good. Any questions about this? Sophie, you're asking, can you explain the balance between taking action and being patient, creating but not pushing it? Well, patience is such a funny word. I've never been patient, and I don't think I ever needed to be. Because what does patience really mean, I mean, patience for me, you only have to have if things are not moving in your life. But for me, I've never felt that way. I always feel like things are moving, always. And I think they do for everybody. For some people more, and for some people less. But for me, I definitely understand your question. It's more, I think, between taking action and surrendering, right? Because yes, you're right. I mean, we absolutely don't want to force things. So we want to create, like you say, and not force things. And I think that's all about taking aligned action, not just taking any action, but taking action that feels good at the right moment and it's going to move us in the right direction. So, it's like what I said before, it's how you feel when you're doing something, when you're taking action. Right? Is there this feeling of what you want to manifest in that action? Then absolutely go for it. If it's not, then might still be the right action, but you might experience resistance to it. So this is really not an exact science, and that's why it's so difficult for many people. But I find, I mean, why I think it's so easy for me is because I have a team of spirit guides around me who can give me advice at any time, and I'm very much in touch with my higher self all the time. So this is how I know when to do what. What is that like for you, Sophie? Do you have your spirit guides? Do you know how to communicate with them? Because obviously we all have them. But you're absolutely right. I mean, we really have to find that balance. And I guess that balance is different for every action, for every manifestation project. And I think we all know that when we're pushing things, right? We all know when we're forcing things. It just doesn't feel very good. It feels like we need to move through a barrier to do it. It's not choosing the path of least resistance. But of course, we need to take aligned action. I hope this makes sense. Now, moving on to manifesting money. So money is a means to an end. You don't want the money. You want what you can buy with it. So don't focus on a specific sum. Focus on what you want instead. This way you don't limit yourself and you don't create resistance. If you want the money to pay back a debt, for example, the debt might just be cancelled if your intention is to pay it back and not to manifest a specific sum. You know, many of us have difficult relationships with money, so focus instead on what you want to do or to buy with the money, because it could come to you in so many different ways. You know, I see many people who just, want to manifest, say, 10K months in their business. But why? Why not instead focus on what you want to do with those 10K per month? And then you might realize that you actually don't need that much and that you wanted it for the wrong reasons, for the status, for example. Or you can focus on what you need it for, and that will give you a much better feeling than focusing on the money itself. Like at the beginning of this year, when I was in Bali and I realized that I wanted to move here, I calculated how much money I needed for it, but I didn't focus on receiving that money. I just focused on living in Bali, because how much money you need for it can change. So I want to live in Bali, so that's what I concentrate on. That's what I visualize. And now, like 6 months later, it's all in place. So we're going to move there in December, half a year earlier than we'd planned to. So you see, I didn't focus on the specific sum. I focused on what I actually wanted to do and wanted to live. Another example, like whenever I suddenly earn a lot more than I did before in my business, it's because I'm ready to serve more clients in a bigger way. And that has always been my intention for my work, for what I want to manifest in my work, to help as many women as possible to deeply love who they are and share their unique gifts with the world in deeply satisfying ways, all while serving others in big ways, just like I do. And this is the kind of intention that the universe supports big time. If we want, us wanting to be of service. And from that intention of serving others, money flows automatically. You give, you receive, it's automatic. Unless, of course, you actively block yourself, which I have done for a long time, so I know all about that. So the best way to make sure that you always feel abundant is to earn your money in a purposeful, heartfelt, soulful way through your calling. So that's a great objective for a manifestation project, and many of you have mentioned that as your goal. So let's talk more about what it takes to manifest your calling. Let me know who is on that journey right now. You're so welcome, Rosie. I love hearing that. So manifesting your calling. Okay, so the first step is really clarity on your calling. What is your calling even? Okay, and the way I do that with my clients is I guide them to, feel into their essence, into their higher self, who they are and what their unique purpose here is. This is so important to know. If you don't have clarity on that, you will offer something that like 1,000 other people are also offering, and that's not your exact calling, and then it's going to be difficult to make money with it. Okay, you have to really express yourself through your work. The second step is to really, know what you want to help people with. What transformational journey that you have completed can you help other people with? This is how you can best serve, and that's on the basis of that you create your signature program. Not a DIY course, a program where you actually hold people's hands, where you're actually serving them. So you also need to know who you help. Who is that person who is embarking on that journey? Where are they at now, and where do they want to get to? And then, of course, it's about, a soulful sales strategy. How are you going to find those people that are right for you? So this is it. This is the manifestation process. If you have those 4 things in place, it's going to happen. This is really it. It took me such a long time to get that, but it's actually really simple. The tricky part here, obviously, is creating the foundation for this. You need enough time, energy, and money to embark on that journey of creating that for yourself. And if you don't have that yet, then I suggest you start with finding a way to feeling more deserving of that time, energy, and money by working on your self-love. It's a big thing to live your calling. It requires a lot of self-love for you to feel that you actually deserve earning a great living by doing what you love. It's a really big thing for many of us. We've learned that work is hard. I'm not saying it's easy to live your calling, but it doesn't really feel like, of course it's also sometimes hard work, but you know what I mean? It's not exhausting, it's not draining. It's energizing. Of course, you're pouring your heart and soul into it, but it just feels great. You love doing it. That's really what work for me is. If you need help with bringing your calling to life and actually making a great living by helping others, do send me a PM. We can have a chat and see if we are a good fit for working together one-on-one to make this happen fast for you. The way I teach this is in 2 months. So it takes 2 months, and then you could already accept your first clients. And I really rarely have one-on-one spots for business coaching open. Haven't advertised them in a long time. They usually are just gone all by themselves. So if this is you, then this is a sign. Send me a PM. And all those of you who are my transformation members or apprentices, you have a really unfair advantage in the manifestation game since you can undergo shamanic journeys. On a shamanic journey, you are in a heightened state of awareness, and from that state, it's really easy to, create your intention, explore the energetic relationship with what you want, and receive your spirit helper's guidance on how to make it happen fast. So if you know how to do shamanic journeys, then simply start your journey with your intention for your manifestation, and then let your spirit guides take you to whatever place in the shamanic realm is going to get you there. And for everyone who is not yet part of my inner circle, you have the chance to join the transformation today to learn shamanic journeying. And not only that, you will also get blissed out as a free bonus. That's my manifestation training, which includes my morning visualization and my sleep meditation, which are both excellent practices for making sure that you keep your attention onto your intention until your manifestation has actually come to life. I've given you the link in the description, so you can go check the transformation out if you're not yet in it, popping it into the comments as well. And I've got a really cool bonus for everybody who signs up within the next 72 hours. You will get a free shamanic healing session with me, a one-on-one session where I will personally help you with whatever it is that you're manifesting right now through extractions and soul retrievals. So that's 150 euros value for free. And of course, it might be worth much more to you since it will get you closer to wherever you want to be really fast. So do check it out. There's 14 of you who have recently joined the transformation, so it's a great time to join and experience this wonderful journey with lots of other amazing ladies. Good. Any questions before we end the session? This is my next session with some of you beauties, my apprentices and transformation members, is starting in 8 minutes, where we do have a little bit of time left. If you have any questions, for everybody who's on the recording, feel free to pop your questions into the comments. I will get back to you there and then. Yeah, Sarah, Amy, Tara, you're all on that path of manifesting your calling. Well, Amy, you're already in the transformation. Sarah, you are my apprentice, so you are already covered. And Tara, do let me know if you want me to help you as well. Good, lovelies. Lots of love to you all. I hope that you're gonna have a great rest of the day, and I look forward to talking to you all again soon. Lots of love. Bye bye.